Jason. Okay, it's my job to stump. Hey everybody, it's Carrie Hoffmeister with Carry on Abundant TV, and today I am so excited to have on actor Jonathan Stoddard. Jonathan, thanks so much for chatting with me in your car.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
I really appreciate it. We have like been trying to get this to happen for a couple weeks now, I think.
For a while now,
So,
yeah.
and he's super crazy filming in Kentucky right now. So I appreciate you taking the time out of your crazy schedule to talk to me.
No, it's my pleasure. I'm just happy. Welcome to the interior of the car.
Yeah, it's like a day
It's
in
a
the
rental,
life.
but
A
yes,
rental.
this is
This is the
we
life
own.
of an actor. Yeah.
Yes, it's whenever, wherever.
And then this is the life of somebody who has way too much time. So
I
I'm just
love your
kidding.
setup. I
Thank
love your
you.
setup.
Thank you. I really like it too, actually. So it's fun. Okay, so we're going to start off with what we call Carry on the Truth. So this is a segment in the beginning where I'm going to give you some true or false facts and you're going to tell me if it's true or false. So you have a 50-50 shot. So
Okay.
not too bad. And
And
they're
this is
it's
it is
Christmassy.
Christmas related or it's about me related?
It's Christmas related.
Okay. Okay.
Okay? Yeah. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you nervous?
Yes.
No one has ever done well, so you don't
Setting
have
the
a
bar real low.
yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Okay. Christmas lights were originally made with candles.
Christmas lights were originally made with candles,
Hmm.
as in like the purpose of candles during Christmas time, as in that kind of a thing, or you're saying like Christmas lights, they would like put a glass thing over it and then that became the new Christmas lights. Oh, can I ask
I don't know.
questions? All right. If it's in
um,
the under the context of like, yeah, lights were used for Christmas, then I'm gonna say true.
it is true, and now you have me looking it up because I didn't write anything other than true. Let's see.
But at least I'm one for one. Bam.
You are one for one. They were used to decorate Christmas trees and windows.
Candles were?
The candles were attached to the branches with melted wax or pins.
Oh yeah. Well, I've seen I
Yeah,
mean, those are like classic kinds of things. There were probably a lot more fires back then too.
that's so true. Especially if it was on a real tree. Christmas cards were first sent in the United States.
Oh, as opposed to that trend starting somewhere else in the world?
Yeah, as opposed to another country.
Christmas cards. You know what? For first cent in the US, I'm gonna say yeah, true.
It's false.
Oh,
It
cool.
was England.
England, really?
Yeah, yep. They started that
Interesting.
tradition.
Do you know
I
the
know.
year?
Do what?
Do you know the year? Like what year did that become a thing?
Google might.
Like, John, I'm asking the questions.
Do you just want to interview me?
I love all the little trivia. That's why I'm like, oh, let's I want to find out the details.
Okay, it was the first commercially available card was commissioned by Sir Henry Cole and designed by John Callcott Horsley in London, 1843.
Wow, 1843.
Yeah, that's crazy.
100 years before my dad was born.
Well, look at that. Thank you, England.
Yeah.
You could do the accent for that, can't you? The English. We'll talk about
Um,
that in a little bit.
yes, well, it kind of depends, but sure.
Look at that. Okay, the song Jingle Bells was originally written for Thanksgiving.
I'm I want to say false, but is that a trick question? I'm gonna say false.
It's true.
Jingle Bells was for Thanksgiving?
Yes, it
What?
was.
Nothing about
Yep.
that's what?
Yeah. It was
Oh,
originally written for Thanksgiving. Pierpont wrote the song to commemorate the town's annual Thanksgiving sleigh races.
wow.
I know. And it was originally titled One Horse Open Sleigh.
That's wild.
Yeah.
For Thanksgiving.
But if you really think about the lyrics, it doesn't really like talk about Christmas.
Well, just more of an association because there isn't like people just aren't really putting up tree like we aren't making it a big like deck the halls and do all that kind of stuff. We've
Yeah.
now made Thanksgiving like its own thing and it's
Mm-hmm.
fall and it's the gourds and cooking and turkey like it's so much more of that as opposed to like bells and decorations and sleighing and so that is really interesting how it's become more of its own thing over time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So next Thanksgiving, you can sing that song.
I will let my family know.
The first Christmas tree was decorated in Germany.
True.
What? What's your answer?
True?
True?
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm already looking it up because I know you're going to ask.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see.
That's really interesting.
Whoa. It says in 1419, a baker's guild in Germany decorated an evergreen with apples, tinsel, gingerbread, and wafers. This
Wow.
was likely the first open display of a Christmas tree.
What if what ins oh, I mean, that's a whole other thing. Can you imagine at the time? That's like the neighbors walking by being like, yo, look at that silly guy. He's put fruit
Apples
and
on his.
yeah, and treats on the tree. Like, what a silly like
Well, yeah, because that's kind of funny. Apples already grow on a tree. Why are you picking them and putting them on another tree?
yeah, and especially a tree where they're not native, like they don't grow on those.
Look at this. This is funny. And then,
Yeah. That's
well,
really interesting.
yeah, see, you're learning a lot.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
enjoying this. This is good.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was created by a famous toy company.
True.
False.
Oh,
It was created by Robert L. May for a department store. So
what?
it's kind of similar though.
Yeah,
A department store, a toy company. I mean,
they sell toys at a
that's like a
department
trick.
store.
That's a trick question.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a really interesting one. In Japan, it is common to celebrate Christmas with KFC.
In Japan,
Yeah.
Christmas with KFC.
Mm-hmm.
I, this is gonna be so weird if it's true. I'm gonna say false.
It's true.
What?
Like, yeah, millions of Japanese families go to KFC on Christmas Day. I know. I'm pretty sure KFC is closed here on Christmas Day. I don't even know. Yeah, get your chicken and mashed potatoes and gravy.
Well, but that's kind of the funny thing, right? It's like Thai and Japanese like sushi and like those kinds of places are open here.
Yes.
So we do that and they do KFC like that. What?
It is true. Because, like, a lot of families here go to Chinese, and then
Yeah.
I guess the Chinese want American on Christmas Day.
So
You can get
interesting.
more, like, Southern fried chicken American than KFC.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, before turkey, the traditional Christmas meal in England was a pig's head and mustard, which I associate ham on Christmas, but I guess
Right.
they must do turkey.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, it's gross.
I'm gonna say true only because it's a little too specific.
That's true. Pig's head and mustard.
Yeah.
uh, in Sweden, it is tradition that the oldest family member finishes their meal before anyone else can start.
What? In Sweden?
Yeah.
The oldest, this is a tradition?
Well, I'm
Or
asking you if
maybe.
it is. It might be.
I'm gonna say false.
It's false.
Yeah, thank
But that's
goodness.
funny. Okay, Iceland celebrates 13 different Santas at Christmas.
So I've been to Iceland too.
But at Christmas?
No. 13 different Santas?
Yeah.
All right. No, it's a coin toss. I can't even like try to backwards figure that out. So I'm gonna do, let's get crazy with it. I'm gonna say true.
It's true.
That's wild.
I know. I
That
need
is wild.
I don't know what kind, but I kind of want to know.
Yeah. Do they have different name? Like I imagine, is it the same person, just 13 different ways, or it's like literally 13 different people?
Let me let me see. Um okay.
Because we have different names, right? Like we have like Santa, Saint Nick, so we have different things.
Okay, it says on the 13 nights leading up to Christmas, Iceland homes are visited by the 13 Yule lads, creatures from festive Nordic folklore. Starting on 12th of December, they descend one by one from the mountains. According to legend, the Yule lads are the sons of a troll named Gryla.
Is this like Narnia? What? Trolls? Spawn of
Um,
trolls are visiting people in Iceland and delivering presents?
says they come from the mountains. Just picturing
Bearing
that is.
gifts? Yeah.
Oh, it says if you can't quite picture them, imagine imagine
Yep,
gangly Christmas elves with a mystical Nordic twist.
so Lord of the Rings visits Iceland every year.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Okay, last one for this. Christmas wreaths are a religious symbol.
Religious symbol.
Yeah.
Um, n- Christmas wreaths are a religious symbol? No,
Mm-hmm.
false? That feels weird.
It is it is true.
That is true. What
Yeah.
is the religious
The
symbol of wreaths? That's weird. I
first
feel like I should know
wreath
that.
was said to represent the crown of thorns.
That's where we got the wreath from?
Yeah. I know, I didn't know that either actually. So, and I'm on a Christian television network.
That is,
So
well,
there you
and
go.
I grew up I grew up and we still go to church and we still don't talk about that.
Yeah, I don't feel like maybe they don't know.
Yeah, I don't feel like that's everyday common knowledge. The wreath was representative of
Let's
Crown of
see.
Thorns.
I'm going to look it up. They have been around since ancient Greek and Roman times. They were originally a symbol. Oh, okay. They were originally a symbol of joy and victory in classical times, but over time they transformed into a Christian symbol of Christ's suffering and ultimate triumph over death.
Okay. Interesting. So they became more
They
so a
became
religious
it.
symbol. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So
can
there you
that,
go.
I feel like I should get like a half and half point, although I did.
Okay. Oh, that's so good. All right, Jonathan. Well, since I haven't had you on the show before, I usually like to have my guests just give a little bit of their background just for people to get to know you a little bit better. So, is acting always something that's been a part of your life, or when did that come about?
So yeah, it's been this really interesting relationship with acting. I'm the youngest of four. And
Okay.
so I was always playing and super hyperactive and always had somebody to play with. And so there's that, which is great, but that doesn't translate to the screen, right? And then my parents, I think, to keep me busy, were always putting me in after school programs. And so I did theater, sports, and all that kind of stuff. Anything that would like distract me or keep me in a community of other people, they were like, go, go. We have three other kids and like, we're figuring out life. And I loved it. I loved it. My parents are psychiatrists. And I think for any kid growing up in a household, the freedom of expression is always a really big thing. I think for any child, and
Hmm.
something so beautiful about the stage, which I still love the stage, but something so beautiful about it is that you can play and you get to, there's no restrictions, there's no judgment, there's nothing. You get to just unapologetically exist
Hmm.
in this fabricated world, and it's amazing, and you get celebrated for it. So I loved it, and then to fast forward a bunch of stuff. I went to school for physics major, drama minor, dropped out after a couple years, went to culinary school, and then cooked for
Wow.
a while. And then it was during that period of time where I realized, like that classic question, what would you do if you could do anything? Like if you had millions of dollars, what would you do for free? And that's going to be your one of your big soul purposes, like an activity. And it was acting. And so I moved to LA, slept on a couch, and started figuring it out.
That's really good. Well, you actually have a lot of new things coming out, but more specifically, you do have a movie coming out Sunday, December 22nd, A Royal Christmas Ballet, which is premiering on Great American Family. Can you tell us a little bit about this film? You look and sound a lot different than you do on this film because you had longer hair and you had an accent.
Yes.
I was like, is this the same person?
Yeah, it's I film a lot. I try to change my looks quite a bit. Because that's part of the joy, right? Jumping into
Right.
other characters. So this is Prince William. He's coming to the US and then he's bringing this prima ballerina, and then he ends up
Nice.
running into and meeting this wonderful woman who's played by Brittany Underwood. And we end up falling in love over the course of putting on the Royal Nutcracker. So it's just a lot of fun. But yeah, I mean that's the basis of the story and
Did you
just
just give
how.
away the ending?
Nope.
You said we. Not that we did know, but you know.
I
uh,
mean, come on. It's not whether or not we fall in love, it's
I know it's
how does it
how
happen?
what breaks you apart and brings you back together. That's the biggest
Yes.
question. What is it going to be? What did you do? That's the
Yeah.
question.
Well, that I
You
you're
can't
gonna have
tell
to
us.
watch to find
Okay.
out.
So have you done accents before, or was that hard to do? You do it really well.
Well, thank you.
My
I've done. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say mine sounds like I'm from Kentucky when I try to do English accents. So that was good.
I mean, there is a time and a place for all of it, right? Um, the very first British, like royal British movie accent that I did, I like studied The Crown. I was like, guys, I'm coming in with like, oh, I got a dialect coach. I was fully on
Wow.
board with the whole thing. And then when I got there and I started doing it, and the guy playing my butler, he's actually from London. And he's like, oh my goodness, like it sounds phenomenal. He didn't even know that I wasn't British. He that I was American. He thought I was British because he
That's
came in while
amazing.
we were already filming. Um, but one of the funny things is that before he came to set, it was Robbie at the time, who was playing my butler for the first one. And then the director was like, "Hey John, can we the royal accents like for the crown that it's so much like more mumbling and like because the the royals don't really like move their mouths too much.
Uh-huh.
So whenever they speak, it's so much more here. And you don't really know, but they're going to be going through and they're going to be celebrating Christmas in such, a very fantastic kind of way. But it's like all of that is not great TV royal. Like
Yeah.
we want it to be fun and theatrical and to have a little bit more of an animated flair to it. And so after all this training and everything, I then he was like, John, let's loosen up the royal tendencies and let's start having some more fun with it. And so and that's how we kind of birthed what has become now, what, four different royal movies, playing around with this accent. And I try to make each royal character just slightly different a little bit with how hard I'm hitting certain consonants or stuff like that. And that's more or less just for my own amusement. But it is really fun. And I love that world. I love the world so much.
So you've done four royal movies?
Yes.
Are they supposed to be like together or just
No, they're
like a
not
separate thing? Oh, okay.
connected, not connected at all.
They just think
And
that
I,
you make a really good prince.
yeah. And what I mean by royal, so I've played four royal characters, only three royal movies with this release,
Okay.
if that makes sense. So there's like a Royal Christmas Ballet or a Royal Christmas on Ice or a Royal Christmas Holiday. So those are the three once this one comes out for the royal movies that are coming out. And then the other one I did was a Prince and Pauper Christmas, in which was with Brittany Underwood as well.
Aw.
And I play two characters who end up swapping places, but I play a British prince, and then a thief who end up switching places, and then she's part of an investigation, and then we end up falling in love. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, go watch it. It's
Yeah.
fine.
There's like a
But
theme. Maybe you were supposed to be like a British prince or something.
I am loving it. Yes, please. I don't know what it is about England, but there's something really fantastic about it. Like London, the history there. I don't know what it is, but it's great.
Yeah, that's on my bucket list. I've always wanted to go to London.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So when you film these Christmas movies, I know you're filming one right now and it is winter, but are there times that you film in like summer and it's really hot out?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it hard to get into like the Christmas spirit when it's hot outside?
So it's the hardest thing. Um, no, I mean at this point it's just kind of fun to right dive into it. And usually they're filming in quaint little areas that you walk in and you immediately like it just feels like this Christmas setting. We call it I first time I was shooting a movie called Very Little Christmas, and I walked into this town in Colorado, and somebody said it's a snow globe town.
Aw.
And I'd never heard that before.
Mm-hmm.
And now, whenever I walk into these little towns, like we're in Kentucky shooting this one, we're in Owensboro right now, and there are like these light displays that are phenomenal. And apparently, it's like they're the fifth in the nation for their light and music displays all along the river and the bridges
Mm-hmm.
and it all that. Like, and I'm just so blessed to be able to like travel to some of these places to celebrate this holiday and see things that I probably wouldn't otherwise see. I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah,
And I love these little snow globe towns like all over the country. They're phenomenal. So it's really become a special thing for me to kind of go on these journeys and experience Christmas everywhere in different places.
that's amazing. Well, so Royal Christmas Ballet comes out Sunday, December 22nd, but you said you also
Yeah.
have three other movies that either have just come out or are coming out. Is that correct?
Well, so specifically, yeah, specifically three Christmas movies. So a Royal Christmas Ballet, that'll be on the 22nd. I had a Christmas movie that just hit theaters earlier this month, and that's called Santa's Cousin. And so they started off in a New Mexico run, and it's been kind of going across the country that way. And then there's another one called A Country Music Christmas, in which I got to write some original music for it as well, play,
No
sing.
way.
Yeah, and
What do
it
you
was.
not do?
I can't do a backflip. No, it's just
Have you
been
tried? Because I bet you can.
I haven't tried, at least not for a while. No, I mean it's my my family is just, again, keeping us busy. So music was a big thing. And plus, while growing up in the church, like you're always singing and you're always participating in music and celebration and religion is such a big part of that. So I've always loved music so much, but it's been
That's
fun. And
amazing.
it, yeah. So those are the three movies, Christmas movies that were coming out this year. And then there are a couple other Christmas movies that are gonna get ready that are lined up for next year.
Okay, so we'll definitely have you back on to talk
Yes.
about those. So, do you have any Christmas traditions that you have kept when you were a child, or do you have new Christmas traditions that you do?
So we have interesting. We have new traditions now because so I'm the youngest of four, right? And so our family, we had like our fun traditions that my mom and dad brought in with us. So we used to do one present the night before, and then of course in the morning, and at various times throughout my childhood, I remember it was like a free for all. And everyone just open up anything and everything, and it's like
It's chaotic.
yeah, oh, it's
Yeah.
like wrapping paper confetti because all the kids are like
Yeah.
Tasmanian devils. So that was super fun, and then it kind of transferred into one at a time, and like, who is it from, and let them let them know you appreciate it, while all the kids are sitting there going like, yeah, that okay, great, we got it, it's a race car, can I open mine? Real exercise of patience. Um, but now all my siblings are parents and they all have kids now. And so for the oldest nephew, because I have seven nephews now, um, but the oldest nephew is now 16. So for the last like 16 years, our tradition has been changing and evolving as each family kind of brings in their set of traditions to our global family dynamic. So that's been really fun to try to like to see what is, my brother's wife is Greek, and so seeing what they bring in, and then my
Yeah.
sister married a man from India, and so what are the traditions they like to bring in, and how do we like to celebrate these things? And then my other sister married a Frenchman, and so
Wow.
like how do we bring in and mix, this beautiful mosaic of different cultures and family traditions? So it still kind of changes and fluctuates based off of what sibling is there, because sometimes my sister and her family every 2 years they go back to India, and sometimes we're all together and we try
Yeah.
to coordinate that. And but it's traditions are fun to keep up, but now we have such a melting pot.
Yeah, I
So
bet. Well, now you have something that you can introduce to them,
truth.
the 13 Santas. I'm not going to quit talking about it.
No,
So,
well,
what
I'm
is it?
telling you,
Is it December
what
14th? So you can do the first two today, or you could do three.
like calling up my nephews.
Tell them which Santa's coming, and then
which which one is today? This is the door knocker,
um, the
door slammer. No,
14th is it is Stubby.
it is Stubby.
Yeah, December 14th.
My optimistic.
Stubby, he swipes leftover food from frying pans. Doesn't
I
make
mean,
sense.
that sounds like me as a kid.
Because were you the shortest? It says the shortest of the
No,
lads.
because I would eat like I was a garbage disposal. I'd eat everything and anything. And if there were leftovers, good luck. Those are mine.
Oh, that is so great. Well, Jonathan, thank you so much for chatting with me. It's been so fun. We have to have you on again. So, thank you so much for fitting me into
Yes,
your busy
please.
schedule.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate this. This was fun.
Yes, and make sure you all check out Sunday, December 22nd, A Royal Christmas Ballet. And thank you all for watching. And just remember until next time to carry on.